this meeting will look like this. We're going to talk about the mind and also discuss something that is very, very popular these days that we hear round the clock, and it appears in many Instagram, Facebook posts, Pinterest, positive thinking. And we're going to answer the question, is it always good? And we're going to wrap it up with the practice that I recommend to my clients and that I also do with me. Okay, ready, steady, vamos. First, I'm gonna read this quote to you. This was said by Buddha, by the way. What we are today comes from our thoughts of yesterday, and our present thoughts build our future, build our life of tomorrow. Our life is the creation of our mind. Let me read that again to you. What we are today comes from our thoughts of yesterday, and our present thoughts build our life of tomorrow. Our life is the creation of our mind. Okay, so to make it more clear to you, I decided to use this gadget today. So imagine now that this is the capacity of your mind. This is your mind, right? And now, what we do most of the time, here is what we do. We store there different thoughts. I'm gonna use the white paper that is recycled for the negative thoughts. This will be, these thoughts are the regrets of the past. Why haven't I done something in the past? Or why I did something in the past. We're gonna have the thoughts based on people's perception of us. So anything that we hear will be stored in our mind. And our mind have a tendency of storing the things that are negative much more than storing the things that are good that we hear about ourselves. So again, something negative you heard about yourself, and now this becomes your thought. This becomes the thought that you have that bounces back in your mind. So it goes again here. Now, we also worry about the future. Am I gonna find this partner that I want? Am I gonna find the job? And negative thinking will be, oh, I'm never gonna find the perfect partner for me. I'm never gonna find the perfect or any job, right? So I'm gonna have to give up my house, and you know what we keep on thinking. It goes farther and farther, and this thought goes again. So here we're gonna have the thoughts about the regrets about the past, and also the thoughts, the worrying about the future. Yes, occasionally we're gonna have something nice, some good thoughts, right? Positive thoughts. And why am I using much smaller paper? Because the negative thoughts are much more powerful and they take away much more energy from us. They take much more space in our mind. Maybe there's gonna be another positive thought. Hola, beautiful! So we have our crew here too, who joins every week. So there you go. Now we've got the mind. Let me just separate these so you can see. The mind filled with our thoughts. Hola, Keira. This is our mind now, and its full capacity. As you can see, when it gets to the point that it's full, even if we wanted to throw some good thoughts, they may, if everything's full, I don't want to waste more paper, but if everything's full here, even the good thoughts may not fit in because we're already overwhelmed with the negative thinking. Does this sound logical? Is this clear, this stage? Does it help you to understand how our mind works? And of course, it's a very simplified, muy bien. It's a very simplified example, but I think that the more simple we keep it, the better. Okay, so now I have a question for you. Our life is the creation of our mind. So what we have here will be reflected in our, as Buddha said, current thoughts. This, what we have here, will be reflected in our tomorrow, in our future life. And now I have a question for you. So considering having this in your head, please tell me, would you say that positive thinking is always good? And please don't be shy. Give me your ideas. Is positive thinking always good? That's why we met here, to mainly talk about that. Any ideas? I'm gonna have a sip of my drink. And in the meantime, I'm gonna read your comments, but as I don't see any ideas yet, I'm gonna proceed and share with you how I see it. You ready? So, I would divide positive thinking, again, to keep it very short, simple, and sweet. Ready? Muy bien. I would divide it into the good positive thinking and the bad positive thinking. Now you're gonna say to me, Sylvia, but can positive thinking be really bad to us? Yes, it can. And there are two situations when it can make more harm than good. These are, so imagine now, the pink glasses situation and also the denial. Let's elaborate a bit more on the pink glasses situation. And I'm going to give you here three cases, okay, when the positive thinking is bad because it's based on looking through the pink glasses. So first situation, imagine, and what I haven't mentioned at the beginning, we're going to aim at keeping this live for half an hour. Usually we run it for over an hour, but this time I decided to try a different formula, giving you a bit less information so that and give you more time to digest it. So we're now on positive thinking that is bad. And there are two situations here looking through pink glasses. The first case can be, the first scenario is, imagine this. We drive in our very cool SUV car that is fast, and we go through it's winter. The roads are covered with ice, and we go through the forest. Can you imagine this? Do you feel me now? Now the bad positive thinking will be, oh, it's gonna be okay. I can speed. I can go 200 kilometers per hour, or let's not exaggerate, 180, for example, and nothing's gonna happen to me because I have this positive thinking. It will all be all right. Now the deer crosses the way, and we know how they are. They don't escape. Some animals, if they see the threat, they freeze. And this is what happens. So the danger, the threat, is that there may be some animals jumping onto the road. There may be some sharp turn that we don't know about because we don't know this road. So the GPS may not give us the clear information. It may freeze, which we will not notice because we're going through forest. We can lose the connection, and we can be given the road mistakenly. We can take it wrong, right? Because the GPS froze and it shows us straight path, whereas in reality there is a sharp turn. The fact that we said we're so positive and no pasa nada, which I love, this attitude, no pasa nada, but it's slightly in a different context. But positive thinking here, so not considering the threats that are waiting, right, that may potentially happen, this may cause a car crash. Are you with me? I would appreciate if after each example you show me yes or okay. What are you saying, Sylvia? Or if you follow me. Second scenario. Second scenario is muy bien. Gracias, amor. Second scenario is, so we discover some lump on our body. And as we're so positive and we promote positive thinking, again, this is when we look through the pink glasses situation, we say, no pasa nada, it's all gonna be all right, it's nothing. And we continue having this. quite recently I spoke to a person who had this situation in reality, where she told me that she ignored the signs that her body was saying, was giving, that there was something wrong. But she used this positive thinking through pink glasses. It's all gonna be all right. And she almost lost her sight. That situation concerned her eyes. So again, if we notice that something is abnormal, there is something different than usual in our body, we have some pain, but I'm not talking about this pain, because we went to the gym and now we have sore muscles, or we have a headache because we didn't drink enough water. I'm talking about this pain, and I'm sure that you've noticed that when you look back and when you got ill, your body sends you some symptoms that you may have taken for granted. So in the case of that woman that I'm talking about, she almost lost her sight because she didn't consult the doctor. She didn't go and check her vision, her eyes, and if she did that, now she would be in much better position to heal what she's suffering from. Luckily, she managed to do that at the last possible moment, when her body sent her such strong signs that she couldn't neglect it anymore. Okay, and I also want to share one situation, my recent situation from my life, when when my positive thinking and looking through pink glasses got me in a bit of trouble. Luckily, it's better now. You know what I did? Those of you who know me, I'm a bit loca and I'm very curious. I love physical activities. Maybe some of you practice yoga with me in Barcelona. You know how much I love this. And sometimes I'll go a bit extreme. So I'm in Poland currently. The temperature today is minus 16, I think, degrees. And that happened on Friday. So I went to join my brother, who was doing the ice cold bath in the lake, which I also do. which I also do. But this time, as we had a kid with us, I decided that I would mind the child. Anyway, this is not very relevant. What I thought that I would do, what I thought would be a great idea, was to walk barefoot on the snow. And nothing wrong about it. In general, I know that people do it, and this is the practice that boosts your immune system. However, why it was through pink glasses, positive thinking, because I didn't do the research. I didn't check how long I should expose my feet to the cold floor. And let me just tell you, it was minus 8 Celsius degrees. Beautiful sunny weather. So I got a bit overexcited. I took off my shoes and I went into the snow. I started running. After a while, after 20 seconds, I felt this discomfort, but more than discomfort, it was pain. But I'm thinking, no pasa nada. I'm gonna keep on walking because probably it's normal. Let me remind you, I didn't do the research. Whereas when before studying the ice baths, and going in this temperature, same temperature, going into the lake, I did the research, so I knew how to do it, how to take potential threats into consideration, and what the symptoms are if I exaggerate, and also how to prepare. This time I didn't do that. And you know what happened? Frostbite, second degree. So, of course, I only realized it in the evening when the pimples showed. That's when I really started doing the research. Because all this time I was in my positive thinking, that was naive, trooping glasses, that maybe it's natural, exposing yourself, your body to the cold, right? So instead of reading about it, doing the research, and then I would know that the first time when you do it is it should take anything from 10 to 15 seconds. And what I did was walking barefoot for on the snow in -8 degrees for almost 2 minutes. Luckily, my pink glasses were not that pink, and I didn't continue. I literally ran uh, to get my feet warm and to put on socks and shoes. So this is the situation that can do more harm than good. Because imagine if I decided to be so strong and I would continue walking for another minute, the frostbite, so it's the opposite of sunburn, would be maybe 3 of the third degrees. And this is not that fun, because now it's enough that I put some aloe vera and some ointment for the medicine for sunburn, and it heals. It heals. It gets better. But it may have happened in not so interesting way. So please let me know. Is this clear? All these situations that I told you about? So to wrap up, this part when positive thinking is bad is when we look through pink glasses. Second, a situation when positive thinking is bad is when we go into denial. And here, let's think about the situations. So, imagine, muy bien, gracias. Thank you for letting me know, because that's how I can understand that you're with me, and yes, that the examples that I'm giving are that you understand them. So let's move on to the bad positive thinking, the denial. So now, from pink glasses, we're moving on to denial. The pink glasses were the bad positive thinking when we do not consider potential threats. And the denial, bad positive thinking, when we deny something, it's when we do not want or do not acknowledge the facts, not the potential threats, but the facts. And here, I think that the great example could be, because I assume that we've all been in more than one relationship, and if we didn't experience cheating or being cheated on, we definitely heard about this from our friends, from our acquaintance. Imagine this scenario. You are with your husband or partner. It's 10 p.m. and you're watching a movie together, and your partner is getting some messages, some texts. When you ask him or her, it can happen both ways, claro, we know that, right? But for me not to say him, her, let's say As I can see ladies here, I'm going to say that it is him. Okay. So for the argument's sake, but you can put any person, your partner, basically. And your partner is getting some text. He rushes to, he's quite, when you ask him, oh, who is this message from? He says, oh, nobody important, or oh, it's my friend. But you can see that there's something weird in this reaction. Mm, he seems to be a bit embarrassed, a bit not himself. Mm, You can see that he's trying to hide something. But as you practice positive thinking, and of course I'm referring to the bad one, and you go into denial, you say, he's definitely not cheating on me. Your partner comes back home every single day, or most of the time, late from work, and he has a female fragrance on him, or you can see something else that is suspicious. And here I want to tell you that this is not black and white. So sometimes when we are paranoid, we're gonna try and see the symptoms of the cheating everywhere. But I'm talking about this healthy approach. It was like this in your relationship. Now your partner behaves in not in a normal way. He's trying to avoid the eye contact when he's responding to you. He is more conscious about where his phone is. He's hiding it. And you say, no pasa nada, I'm practicing positive thinking. So he is definitely not cheating on me. I'm not telling you to get divorced straight away or to get separated. But I'm talking about this healthy approach, not going into denial, right? Okay. Is this part clear? Of the bad positive thinking. So, like we said, when the positive thinking is bad, in general, in two situations: when we look through pink glasses and when we go into denial. The pink glasses is the situation when we do not consider potential threats, and the denial is when we do not consider, see, and acknowledge the current facts. But if there is no questions at this stage, I'm going to move on. So when is positive thinking good? You're going to ask me. Exactly when we do the opposite. So when we acknowledge. Muy bien, gracias. Thank you, sweetheart, for acknowledging, letting me know. So when is positive thinking good? It is good when we do the opposite, when we acknowledge, when we're aware of potential threats, right? And also when we do not deny the facts, right? If you have a case in the court, you want to acknowledge all the, you may have positive thinking that you will win the case because the justice should be with you. That would be fair. However, you need to consider the potential threats. So the arguments that may be brought up by the opponents, by the opposite side, and also you cannot ignore some evidence, some proof, right, that is there. So you don't want to deny the facts. Now let's move on to, okay, so how to manage these thoughts, how to acknowledge the potential threats, and how to acknowledge the facts that are in your life. And here I will give you I will share with you this practice that it's very, very old. It's as old as meditation. It's actually maybe less formal practice of meditation. And I'm sure you heard about it because it's something that these days it's going through the renaissance. This is mindfulness. So we can only manage our thoughts, okay? What we have here through the awareness, and seeing the potential threats. So choosing the positive thoughts, right? Getting rid of the negative thoughts. And how you're going to ask me how to do that. We're not going to talk a lot about removing the negative thinking, but when you focus the attention on the positive thoughts, and when you practice the good positive thinking, which is again acknowledging, right? Not pink glasses, acknowledging the potential threats, and the second one, acknowledging the facts, you will hear more and more, you will have space in your mind for more and more of these yellow papers, the positive thoughts, and they're gonna take over the space, and the negative thinking with time and practice will be removed. You're not gonna give it the attention. The energy follows attention. This is what we know as well. So if you give more attention to keeping the positive thoughts, you will have less and less space. And let me show you, right? So that we remember, if I put more and more yellow thoughts, this space is getting filled up, which means I'm not gonna have more space, right? I ran out of the yellow papers. But imagine I'm throwing more and more of that here, of the yellow papers representing positive thinking and positive thoughts. There won't be too much space for the negative thoughts. And now you're gonna say, okay, Sylvia, so how do we actually practice mindfulness? What is it all about? It is about being here and now and fully acknowledging, without pink glasses, without denial, fully acknowledging where we are, what we do, how we feel. So usually we have a tendency of rushing. When I'm at work, I think about the shop that I'm gonna have to go to after work and what I'm gonna buy there. When I'm in the shop, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna get to the car finally. Again, I'm glad that you understand these examples. And when we are in the car, we think, I'm only thinking now about being at home and preparing dinner. When you've prepared the dinner, or when you're in the middle of preparation of your dinner, you usually think about what you're gonna watch on TV. right? What movie to choose to relax a little, or what book to read, whatever you prefer doing. Now, when you watch this movie or when you read this book, you think, "Oh, I need to go to sleep early because I think about the next day in the morning when I'm gonna have to wake up early." This is the vicious circle of thoughts that we tend to get ourselves into. Mindful thinking, which is um, one of the elements of mindfulness. There is mindful observation, but today, as we are on the thoughts, I want you to focus the on mindful thinking and practice this. So this is what we start with. Everything we do, whether we wash up, okay, whether we do any other houseworks, whether we are at work and doing the tasks, or when we speak to somebody, let's just be there. Let's hear this person saying to us without the thinking, the necessity of thinking what to respond. You don't think about what you're going to respond. You just mindfully, you being in this situation, you're being aware. When it comes to thoughts, and when you want to start the practice, it's good when you're in bed. This is the moment when usually we have the time to chill a little and observe the thoughts, observe our mind. What is it filled up with? Without focusing on the negative thoughts, focus on the positive thoughts. Give them your attention. Feel as feel them fully without any judgment. But again, we don't want to go into denial. So the observation is the first little step that you can do. Just observe. And this is how you get into meditation as well. Just observing, seeing what you store. This is the only way you're going to be able to manage your thoughts, right? By observation, mindful observation, mindful looking. So, in other words, just being aware what you store. Because if you're not aware, there's no way you can do the cleaning. No? Please drop me a line if you agree. And if there are any questions, I'm gonna have a sip of my tea. Does that make sense to you? If everything is clear, we're gonna wrap up this part. Yes, muchas gracias. We're gonna wrap up this part now. And if you think that if you have some questions afterwards, but the live stream will end, either drop me an email or just leave the comment under this video. I'm definitely gonna respond to you in the time that I can. So it may not be straight away, but it definitely will be. And next week, I'm also inviting you to the meeting that we're gonna have at the same time at 8:30 of Central European Time. And I'm gonna give you two simple techniques how you can organize yourself in time, how you can manage yourself in time more efficiently without procrastination and at the same time lowering the anxiety of the rushing, doing too little. No? These are the two techniques that I use with with my clients and that I use with myself on daily basis. Entonces, beautiful souls, thank you very much for being here in our space, because that's how you proved yourself that you care about your future. You care about the quality of your life, and you don't want just to survive. You want to thrive, and you will make it because you took the first and most important step. You are investing your time in the self development, meetings, probably other events too, whether it's organized by me or by any other person who shares this information with you. Thank you, sweetheart. And yes, if you found this video useful, please consider giving it a like and leaving your comment below. And also share it with people who may struggle in these challenging times that we are in, and probably that are gonna be continued for longer. But no pasa nada. We're gonna make it because we are in charge. Okay, amores. Thank you very much for being here and for creating this space. Thank you, and ciao for now. If you want some extra motivation, you can check out my podcasts, which you will find um, in the on my channel here. They're also on Spotify, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. But you will also find them here in one of the playlists. Okay, this is called Thriving Life, and that's it. If you have any questions or if you want um, to arrange private session with me, you're gonna find the details as well on this channel. And if you are after listening to beautiful music, I can definitely recommend you, and also wise words. So not only music, but also wise words, motivating words. Please check Keira's channel. Thank you very much, and I'm gonna see you next week, amores.